Hello Palm Academy, this is Mr. Suarez Mystery here again, and welcome to my living room. Now, in today's lesson, we're going to be carrying on with our gymnastics kind of scheme of work, okay? So, a couple of weeks ago we did some jumping, we looked at the 5 jumps. Last week we looked at our basic shapes, and we looked at what point balance means, and we talked about things like stillness, pointing toes, pointing fingers, really tensing your body to keep hold of those shapes. This week we're going to carry on and we're going to be recapping or going over those basic shapes again and just going quickly over what point balance means. Then I'm going to teach you some new shapes, okay? And then after that we're going to try and put the shapes together in a sequence or routine, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, and then I'm going to let you have a go as well. For today's lesson, you just need a safe space. Please make sure that whatever space you're using is clean of any like little bits on the floor. You know, I've just given this area a little hoover before. Okay, I'm using my gym mat just because I know I've got a wooden floor, so I need to make it a little bit softer. If you don't have that gym mat, you might just want to put a towel down or something that's just going to be safe on the floor for you. I will also be going barefoot because it's a gymnastics lesson. If you want to keep your socks or you want to keep your shoes and socks on, that is up to you, that is fine. Just make sure that if you are going with just your socks, that you just don't slip on your surface, okay? Make sure you've got some water. And we are going to do a warm-up first. So I'll see you back here for some warm-up and for some stretches. Okay? Okay, welcome to the warm-up. Okay, so I've gone barefoot. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can leave your shoes and socks on. Whatever's best for you, okay? So first thing, we're going to do our ankles. So we're just going to roll our ankles one way and go the other way. If you need to hold on to a piece of furniture or the wall or someone else in the room to keep your balance, that's great. And let's change the other foot. So roll one way and roll the other. Okay. This time we're going to do some forward lunges. Okay, so remember when you lunge, your knees are 90 degrees. And you come down. So we're going to do some forward lunges. Going to just do alternative legs. Remember to take your time. This is not a race. And 2 more of those lunges. We're just loosening all our joints. And the next one, put your knee on the floor, both your knees on the floor. Stick one leg out and make sure that leg is straight. Your toes are pointed either forwards or up. From the side, looks like this, and you're just going to gently bend forward, and you should feel a stretch in your hamstrings or the back of your thigh. Okay, if you want to, you can point to your toe. Remember, all good stretches are between 5 and 8 seconds. You don't want to push too far. And then we're just going to swap. Remember to keep your balance. You should feel the stretch right there from this part of the leg. And then stand back up. Okay. We're just going to go to the side now. Okay, you can copy my action. So I go to the side, I bend my foot slightly, and then I just have my knee go out to the side, and this leg that stays in the middle is straight. And we're just going to stretch down. You should feel the stretch in your inner thigh. Try to keep your body up. We're going to push ourselves back up. We'll do the same on this side. So come down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push ourselves back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push ourselves back up. Now we're just going to do some leg swings, so if you can, try and touch your toe. If you can't, that's okay. Just swinging our leg backwards and forward, keeping your balance. Again, if you need to hold on to a piece of furniture or someone else in the room, that is great, or the wall. Then we're going to stop and we're going to change over. Just swing that leg backwards and forwards. Ooh, make sure you keep your balance. Okay, now we're just going to do some opening and closing the gates. So, leg at the side, comes in, leg at the side, comes in. Make sure you bend that knee. Really getting that hip joint moving. And then we do some opening the gates. So this is the opposite action. Really get that leg around. Okay, now I'm going to stretch our quad muscles. Okay, so again, if you need to put onto a wall or a piece of furniture, it's up to you. Otherwise, you can balance. I like to make sure that I'm focusing on a point. So I'm looking at the clip on my window. I look at that and I focus my mind to keep my balance. So remember, holding your ankle. So there, and swap. Fantastic. Okay. Next, we're going to roll our body in the middle. Okay, so we're just going to move it round just 3 times. Just get that mobility. Back the other way. One more. Fantastic. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is going to have our body go over. Okay. So we're just going to rest it, let the body hang. Feel a nice stretch in your back, in the back of your calves and your legs. And slowly come back up. We're not going down quickly, we're just going down slowly. If you can touch the floor, that's okay. Back up. Oh, I forgot to do our calves. Calves, these bits here. Okay, so we just have our feet shoulder width up. Just come to your tiptoes. Stretch up, and come back down. One more time. Stretch up as high as you can go. How far high can you get to? Fantastic. Okay. Now arms to the side. Then we're just going to cross our arms in the middle. Give yourself a hug. Come back out. Give yourself a hug. Out. Hug. Out. Hug. This time when our arms go outwards, reach forward as far as you can go. Far as you can go without falling over. Slowly come back out. And one more time. Reach as far as you can go. And come back out. Fantastic. Roll those shoulders forward now. And then backwards. Feels great for my shoulders. Then we're just going to make it a longer movement, longer levers. It's going forward both arms, then going back. Fantastic. Okay, we have one more stretch. So one arm in front, one arm comes above the elbow, presses against your face or near your face. Press and swap. Okay, and this is stretch those fingers out. Can you stretch and make them as wide as you can? Bring them together, wide as you can. Wiggle those fingers and the thumbs. Then we go with your head, your neck. Okay, just going to bring your chin to your chest really slowly and roll it around really slowly one way and back the other way. Fantastic. Okay, now we're just going to get our heart raised a little bit, okay, make the actions a bit more dynamic. So we're just going to jump on the spot, Go in. And then some thigh jumps. On your toes, remember, when you're doing your thigh jumps. Just going to do some jumping now, forward and backwards jumping. Side to side jumping. Back to jumping on the spot. I'm going to do one more round. Might want to get your knees higher. Some side jumps again. Forward and backward jumps. And side to side jumps. Maybe have some punches. Okay, shake your body off, shake those legs off. And I'll see you back for the recap of the basic shapes and the point balance. Okay, see you in a second. Hello again. Now, welcome back to the PE lesson. So today we're just going to go recap over the basic shapes that we did last week, and we're going to recap over what point balance means. This is going to be a fairly quick part of the lesson. Okay, so last week we did 13 basic shapes. Okay, and they were at different levels. They were standing, they were sitting down, and they were lying down. Now, there were 3 sitting down shapes, there were 5 lying down shapes, and there were 5 standing shapes. Now, can you remember what we called those shapes and what they look like? Can you remember what we called those shapes and what they look like? Yeah, because all of us have done this in the school at some point. Maybe reception haven't done it with me, but I know year 1 have, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. All of you have done these shapes with me. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to quickly go over each of them. So let's have a look. What should we start with? Do you want to start with sitting, standing, or lying down? What should we go with? Come on, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? I can hear some of you shouting. Yeah. Let's start off with the sitting shapes. Real quick sitting shapes. So, who can tell me what this one is? That's right, that is the sitting pike. Now, sat down on the sitting pike. What is this one? Fantastic. Remember to have your fingers together and your thumb by the side of your fingers and your toes pointed. Yeah, that is the straddle. And what is that one? So if I go to the side for this one, your knees are bent. If you can get your knees together, fantastic. Your hands go round your knees and your feet are together. What is this one? So it's not the pike, it's not the straddle, it is the tuck. Fantastic. So that is the tuck. So quickly, pike, sitting straddle, sitting tuck. Now, what should we go to next? Standing or lying down? What do you want to do? Standing or lying down? Okay, let's go with standing. Why not? Standing. So, with the standing one, so what is this called? I'm going to look it back so you can see my hands. What is this one called? That's it, yeah. Standing pencil. If you want to go and tiptoe at the same time, stretching those arms up beside your ears. Either keep your arms straight or come to a point. Standing pencil. What's this one called? What shape is that? What 5-pointed shape? Yeah, that's correct. Standing star. Arms really straight. My fingers are together. Okay. Can't really point toes, but some of you might want to go to your tiptoes. Fantastic. Standing star. Who can remember standing pike? Who can do that before me? Ready? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So standing pike. Some of you might be able to touch your toes. I can't. But standing pike, arms and legs straight. You can keep your back fairly straight. Right, what's the next one? Standing straddle. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Let's have a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing straddle. So legs apart, pointing down to your toes. What's the next one? Standing tuck. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing tuck. So you're on your feet, okay, on your tiptoes. You can get your knees together, great. From the side, I can hear my knees crunching there. To the side, it looks like that. And remember, we're trying to hold these shapes between 5 and 10 seconds, keeping as still as we can, but no movement, keeping our balance. Did I forget one? No, that was the 5 standing ones. So we're going down to lying down now. Okay, right, let's start off with lying down star. So again, I might have to go to the side so everyone can see me. So lying down star. Yep, I think it works. So it's exactly the same as lying down, standing up star. You're just lying down. Face is looking up to the ceiling. Palms are up, facing the ceiling. And then the next one, lying down pencil. Make sure you keep those legs straight. Don't have your knees coming up. Legs straight, fingers pointed, toes pointed. Fantastic. Let's go. What do you reckon? Yeah, I'll leave the last two, though some of them are quite hard. So we'll go lying down tuck. Who remembers lying down tuck? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lying down tuck. So our knees are bent, pointing your toes. Knees, if you can, get them together. Some of you might want to bring your chin to your chest. Fantastic. Next one after that, let's go for lying down pike. Ready? Who's going to get there first? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on your back, legs straight, pointing your hands to your toes. Almost like a U shape. Okay, so that's lying down pike. And the last one is lying down straddle. Okay, ready? 5 seconds. Who's going to get there first? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs apart, toes pointed. For this position here. Excellent. Now remember, some of you are more flexible than others. Okay, so some of you may be able to bend a little bit more or be stronger than others. Remember, we're trying to get to that 5 seconds. If you can go to that 10 seconds and really hold your shape nice and still, fantastic. So there were the 13 basic shapes. Now, next bit, quick reminder what point balance means. So who can tell me what point balance means? Who can remember? Who can remember? Because we've just done some balances there. All of these were point balances. So, what does point balance mean? Okay. Now, point balance, what would be, let's have a look. What would be this point balance? How many feet are in contact with the floor? I know I'm standing on a gym mat, but I'm just going to call it the floor. How many of my feet are in contact with the floor? With your fingers, hold them up. That's right, 2. So this is a 2-point balance. What about this? Just going to put my knee up at the front. What about that? That's right, that's a 1-point balance because I've got 1 foot in contact with the floor. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to make a shape and you're going to shout out how many points there are on the ground, okay? Or on the floor, sorry. Ready? What about this one? I'll go to the side, maybe easier. How many point balance is this? That's right, 1, 2, 3, because I have 2 hands and 1 foot. What about, let's go for this one. What about that one? That's right, it's 2. 1 hand, 1 foot, because my other foot, can lose my balance, is on top of the other one. So that's 2-point balance. Let's have a look at, listen, look at this one. Can I do it? Yeah. I've got it. Let's go with this. What point balance is that? See, it looks like 2, doesn't it? So I've got my knee and my foot. But if I went to the side, I was tricking you. Can you see? My foot was touching the floor as well, and my knee and my foot. So that would be, that's right, 3-point balance. Okay, what about this one? Real simple one. So I'll go to the side to show you what I was doing. We'll at an angle. How many point balances is that? Have a count. If you were holding up 5 and shouting 5, you were correct. There was 2 hands, 2 feet, no, 2 hands, 2 knees, sorry, and the top of my head. So that was 5-point balance. Now, in a second, on the screen, will come up some slides in different colours, and they're going to say either 1-point balance, 2-point balance, 3-point balance, or 4-point balance, or 5. I might do a 6 or 7, never know, okay, just to see how we can challenge you. In that time, when that screen comes up, I want you to try and perform one of those balances. Okay, if you've got any pictures or videos to send Mrs. Smiles Ministry, send it to the teachers and they'll forward it on to me. So when that screen comes up, whatever balance it is, I want you to try and do it. Okay, so 1, 2, and so on and so on. Okay, the slides will be about 30 seconds long, so you're going to have to work quite quickly to think about what that means and then to perform a balance. Okay, remember, point balance, whatever's touching the floor, that will either mean 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, do you reckon you can do it? Okay, so I'll see you back after your challenge. Hello Palmer, I hope you managed to do those challenges and do your point balances. Okay, now for this part of the lesson we are going to look at new shapes. Okay, so we're going to learn some new shapes that are regularly used in gymnastics, and a lot of these shapes can be used to start routines or start into some jumps. Okay, or it could be how you finish a jump, or it could be how you finish a roll, or jumping or climbing onto some equipment or apparatus. Okay, and then coming off. Like a bench. A lot of these is really important shapes, and you'll be doing this in school if lockdown wasn't here. So when we're doing these shapes, I just want you to give it your best shot. Okay, give it your best go. Some of them are a little bit more difficult than others. Okay, so if you do have an adult in your room that wants to support you in any of these shapes, please feel free to do so. Remember, if it feels a little bit unsafe, okay, you need to do a quick risk assessment of the area. So if you know you're going to fall, or sometimes you might think you're going to lose your balance, just make sure there's nothing in the way if you do fall. Okay. Hopefully, all of you are going to work as hard as you can, and sometimes accidents do happen, but you're going to try and hold that balance. Now, each balance that we do, okay, I'll talk about how many point balances they are. Okay. I'll also say, we're going to try and hold that balance between 5 and 10 seconds. Okay, and some of the balances where we can do alternative legs, we'll try it on alternative legs as well. Now, I am not as flexible as I used to be when I was much younger, so some of you may be able to do these balances better than I can. Okay, because some of you have got better flexibility, are probably strong, really strong, okay, are able to hold these shapes. So if I'm wobbling, I'm still trying my best, okay? Sometimes you might wobble, but I'm just really trying to keep myself still. And all these moves, you're going to have to really use your body tension, okay? And what I mean by that is that when your muscle, okay, is tensing, it's working hard to keep yourself still, okay? And it will fatigue your muscles a little bit. So if you do feel that you need a rest, that is fine. And also, if you feel like you want to have a bit more practice of the balance that I'm doing, okay, just pause the button on the screen, okay, give yourself a bit more time, that's great, okay. Otherwise, I'm going to try and get through these. I'm going to do it slowly, but I'm going to give you, so you get a time to have a go, but if you feel you need to, press that button, okay, pause that button. Okay, now, I think I'm probably going to go through, maybe about 16 shapes, okay, so, some of you though, you may have a bit of piece of paper and just scribbling them down. That would be fantastic as well, okay? Because I've got them on my I'm using my son's flip chart, and they're all written down on there so I can remind myself. Right, the first one is called the stalk. Okay, the first one is called the stalk. Now with the stalk, one foot is on the floor and it's a 1-point balance. I have my other foot, okay, using the bottom of my foot, and I put it against my knee, or if you can go higher, you can go above your knee if you're more flexible. If you want to go lower because you feel safer there on your calf, that's fine. But your knee is going out to the side. It is not going forward, it is going out to the side. And at this moment, my right knee is pointing towards my TV screen. So, you put your knee up, and hold your balance, and you put your arms by the side. And remember, we're going to try and hold between 5 and 10 seconds. Okay? So, remember that. So, we're going to give it a go. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, fantastic. Now we're going to have a go on your other side, okay? I'm right-footed, so this is going to be my strong side now. So again, same again, for the stalk. So now this is pointing towards where my phone is on that table. Okay, I find this a little bit hard, I'm not so flexible. Back straight, ready? I'm going to try and do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Okay? Right, so that one was called the stalk, okay? Named after the bird, the stork, okay? Because when they stand, apparently, they stand in that kind of position, okay? Hopefully you kept your balance there. Now the next one is called Arabesque. Okay, Arabesque. Now for this one, it looks like you're flying a little bit. Okay, so you have your one foot on the floor. Okay, and we want to get our body or the line of our body flat. If you can't and need your body to stay a little bit more upright, that is fine. So one foot on the floor, again a 1 point balance. One leg comes out, we want to keep that leg straight and point your toes. As we put our chest lower, you see our leg comes up and your arms go by the side. Now you can either bend this leg or try and keep it straight. Whatever is more comfortable, that's what you should try. Okay, but I'm going to try and keep mine straight. Try not to go on your tiptoes. Okay, I'm going to hold that for, whoa, there's no time, ready? 10 seconds. And then I'm going to swap. So I'm going to my left foot now. So ready? Get your arms out. Keep your balance. Fantastic. Okay, so that was Arabesque, and we've done Stalk. We're going to do another 1 point balance, and this is just a side stand. So, standing at 1 foot, our arms by side, and a leg comes out. Now you can see with my foot on this leg, it's pointing down to the floor. Okay, my back is straight. So just a quick side stand. And I'm going to swap. So again, try and hold this for 10 seconds. So arms by the side, foot. Fantastic. Keeping this leg straight. Looks like another star, doesn't it? Awesome. Okay, so let's go down and do some 4 point balances. Okay, so the front one, the first one of these is called the front support. And it's just like getting into a press-up position. So, we're on our toes, okay? We come down to our hands. Now, I'm going to have my fingers pointing forwards, but my fingers need to be together, not spaced out, together, okay? And when I go there, I don't want my bottom pointing to the ceiling, or when I try and keep my back in a slanted, straight position, okay? It's kind of like going into a plank, but we're going to go into our elbows. Hands, okay, feet together. Try and get your back in a straight angle position. So, really tense those stomach muscles. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And stop there. Now, we have a front support, but we also have a back support. So that time, my face was facing the floor. This time my face and my chest are going to be facing the ceiling. So again, now I'm going to have my hands are going to come inwards, okay? So they're going to be pointing to where my feet are. Okay, so I'm on my bottom. Now I'm on my heels now, okay? This part, my heels are touching the ground. So we lift ourselves up. Now my head, I'm going to point my toe and my head back. Okay. So point your toes as well. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Now you should have felt the strain on your arms there, okay? You feel they're going to buckle, you've got to keep really, really strong. Now we're going to go to a table, okay? Now, we'll go from a back support to a table. Similar, where your head is facing the sky, okay? At this time, I'm going to have my feet on the ground, okay? So I'm in that position, but I want to keep my tummy and my thighs as flat as possible, okay? So almost like your table. Your head can stay up, or you can move it back. It's up to you, whatever's more comfortable. Now, if your hand position is hurting, you can turn them around if it feels easier. But I'm going to keep my hands going towards my feet. Okay, let's give this a go. Cramp on my hand. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. Okay, so that one was called a table. So we had front support, back support. And the table was, how many points was that? Yeah, 4 points. We're now going to go to a 2 point. So we're going to do the side support. Okay. Now, ready for the side support? We did this in the recap of our point balances. Now, what we want to do, this part of your foot, we rest it against the floor and we use our arm. And we want our side of our body to remain up in a slanted position. We don't want our bottom to come down. It is a hard action to do. Okay, and then our other arm, you can either have it by your side or have it point into the ceiling. I'm going to have my arm that is free point into the ceiling. Okay, so get ready, side there. My hand is planted, remember fingers will point in the opposite direction. That direction, sorry. So you go up, arm up, and let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic if you manage to hold that. Now we do the same, okay, but instead of having our leg against the other leg, we're going to have this leg come up into the air, okay, almost like we're doing a side star. Okay, so get ready, arm up in the air, leg up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Fantastic. Whew, that really hurt my arm there. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on this side now. So last time I had my left arm on the floor. Okay, I'm going to have my right arm. Okay, so I'm going to do the one with my legs together, side support, and then I'll do and then I'll have a quick rest and go straight into where my leg is up. Okay, so side support. Ooh, for some reason I find this side a bit more difficult, I don't know why. Ready, go, try and get that balance. 2, fantastic. And we're going to do that one again, but we're going to have the leg up in the air. Okay, the leg up in the air. So, get ready. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Oh, I can't really get this one up. I'm only going to go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. I find that one really difficult, but there you go. Okay, there are side supports. Give your hand a little. I probably should have done some wrist rolls before. So you may want to roll the wrists around to loosen them up. Okay. So there are, and again, how many point balances is that one? Yeah, it was 2 because it's the side of your foot and one hand. Now, what's the next one I've got? Right, let's go to the lunge. Now, we've done lunges before. Okay, so we're going to go to a knee lunge first. So that's when your knee is on the ground, the other knee is at 90 degrees, your body is sideways, and your arms come out straight. You can see my toe is on the floor as well, holding myself up. If you want to, you can point your toe out so you can keep your balance. It's entirely up to you. In the front position, it would look like this. And then we're going to swap our knees around and our feet around, sorry. Same again. So, in the side position, like so. If you want to point your toe and keep your balance, you might have to move your body forward. But that is a knee lunge. Fantastic. And then we're going to go to a full lunge. Okay, so a full lunge. 1 foot in front. Bending that knee, your back leg is diagonally down, straight on my toes. Okay, so bend my front forward, and I have my arms out there. A full lunge. Now, some of you might want to put your arms going forward, pointing your fingers, keeping really still. Then we're going to swap. So again. You have your arms by the side or forwards. Keep them really still. Make sure your Holding your body tension. Fantastic. And then we're going to go to a side lunge. So we kind of did this last time. Now side lunge, okay, we're going to do a knee side lunge. So one foot goes down to the side, and like you see, my leg is really diagonally straight down, and my toe is pointed, and your arms just go to the side. Now, you use this position when you do a side roll. We might do some rolls in our next gymnastics lesson, but this is the starting position for it. Okay, just have a little swap. Again, point your toe, arms out the side. And this is your side roll position or your side lunge. Okay, some of you might like to go hands up, it's up to you. Fantastic. Right, and so done that one, down that one. So we're going to go to the dish and the arch, and this is where we're going to be lying on our tummies, our thighs, or our back and our bottom. Okay, so let's do the dish first. So with the dish, you come on your back. Okay, and you come into the pencil position, but this time I want you to lift your from your hip joint, your thighs and your legs, but they must be in a diagonally up position. And you can see there's a little gap underneath my toes and the floor, my calves and the floor, okay, and my upper thighs on the floor. Now my arms will come up to that position. Okay, so you imagine that you're in a plate, okay, kind of that concave, I think it is, yeah, concave position, okay? I don't want your arms coming up here, and I don't want your legs coming up here, because that's a lying down pike. Okay, so it's there, pointing your toes, and there, okay? Now let's try and hold this for 10 seconds, okay, you ready? Oh, my head is looking straight up, so let's go. Fantastic. And then the next one, the arch, is just the opposite way around. So this time, my head and my chest are against the floor, okay, and my upper thighs. So I'm in lying down position, and I lift my arms and my head up, okay, and then my legs come up as well to that position there, okay. So make yourself comfortable on the floor. Arms come up. Ready? Let's go. Fantastic. So dish and arch, and you can see that position there, really holding that body tension. You've got to really concentrate with your body. Okay. Now the last two. Now with the last two, we're going to do a shoulder hold. Okay. So that's when. Oh, wait a minute. The dish and arch. So that's a difficult one with a point balance, isn't it? Because is it one or is it two? Because you're on your back and your bottom's there as well, so maybe a two. Okay, but probably a 2 or a 1, depending how flexible you are and how much bend you can get in your body will depend on the point balance. Now, for the next one is a shoulder stand. Now, if I was in a PE lesson, I'll be able to help you a little bit more, so we can just give this one a go. So just be careful. If you can't get your body up, that's okay. Okay, we're just going to try and give it a go. So for this one, I'm using my hands to almost make like a triangle position, and that's going to be holding my bottom or my lower back up in the air. Okay? Now when you do that, your back is going to be raised up, the back of my neck is going to be on the floor. Okay? Now you can also call this a candlestick position. So let's have a go. So your arm, your bottom's going to come up, and you put your hands just below your lower back. And you want your legs to be straight as you can, pointing to the ceiling. So this is a shoulder stand, okay, or a candlestick. And if you want to do a broken candlestick or broken shoulder stand, your legs just come down into that position there. So you're up, and you also come to a bend, so it's almost like a shoulder stand with a tuck, okay, and then you come back down
to your tuck position. Okay? Now you might want to pause to give yourself some more time with that position. Fantastic. Now, on the next part of the lesson, okay, we're going to look at sequences. Now what I'd like you to do in the next bit, there's going to be some slides, and they're just going to be some names of the shapes that we've just done. So when it appears, I want you to try and remember what it was and perform that shape. And I'll see you back here for the sequences or the routine part of the lesson. Okay? So I'll see you back in a minute. Hello, I hope you found those slides and be able to remember those shapes that we did. Okay, and I'm really sorry, I forgot to teach you a shape, so I'm just going to teach you that shape right now. It's called a V-sit. And what you're trying to do, you're trying to bend at the hip, okay, and you're trying to look like a V, a capital V. Now, I find this quite difficult, okay, probably that's why I missed it out, but I still need to try and teach you it, because some of you will be absolutely fantastic at it. Okay, so what you do, you have your legs together in the pike position and your arms going to come forward. Okay, so for me, I put my hands behind my knees and trying to pull my body up into that position. If you've got a balance on your bottom, it's quite hard. Okay, ooh, let me have a go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. In that position there. Some of you might be able to put your hands out forward to get your body up, but you have to be really strong in your stomach muscles to do it. I don't want to roll my back like I'm doing now. I really want to get into a V. I'm going to have one last go. Oh, okay, so legs up. Shouldn't have had that crunching up cornflakes this morning. Okay, cool. One more go. I'm trying to hold it in that position with like your back going. Alright. But anyway, that is the V shape. If you can do it, your back is up straight, legs up, arms going forward. Some of you might just be able to get your arms up and your legs up in a V, quite close together. I know there's definitely some children in year 6 who have done gymnastics with me for a long time can definitely do that shape, but I apologise for not demonstrating it brilliantly there, but I need to let you know what that one is. Now,
we are going to do some routines, or some people like to call it sequences. Now, with this, all this means is that we're putting together our shapes together. Now, they're going to be our actions in the middle. Okay, now, later on the line, we may add some jumps. Okay, we may add some rolls, but we're just going to focus on the shapes. And then for our routines, okay, now remember our routine has a starting position and a finishing position, and then there's like a story bit in the middle. So almost like when you're writing a story in literacy, you have your start, your middle, and your end. The middle bit is where all the little bits happen. Okay, so we're going to have 3 shapes, and at each end we're going to have our present position. Now, who can remember how we present in gymnastics? Okay, let's have a look. Right, so who can remember how a man or a boy or male presents? So again, feet together, one hand up with your fingers together, straight up in the air. That is how a boy or man or male presents. If you're a female, it's just the same with your feet, but 2 hands come up, either palms facing towards each other or facing out, fingers and thumbs by the side. So for every routine, we're going to have a present position at the start and a finish to tell the people that are watching when we're starting and when we're finishing. Now, when we're doing the shapes, we're going to try and keep as still as possible. So for every time you're holding the shape, you're going to hold it for 5 or 10 seconds. Now remember, your routine and in gymnastics is about looking aesthetically good. So you want to look good. You want to look and be strong and hold those poses, okay, or hold those shapes the best you can. Now I'm going to show you a routine, okay, and I'm going to do present, 1 shape, 2nd shape, 3rd shape, and then my present at the end. Now we have done 13 basic shapes, and I think in the last part of the lesson we did about 15, 16 shapes, that's including the Vshape. Okay, some of you might have some more shapes that you're able to do, okay, because some of you might be able to do a headstand or even a handstand. Some of you might be able to do a bridge, okay, that's when your arms go in that position and you lift your body up. So I know a lot of you are really have got a higher ability or are able to be a bit more flexible or a bit more ambitious. You can choose like a different shape if you want to, but if you are going to do it, make sure it's safe, but also make sure you hold it for between 5 and 10 seconds still, okay? Otherwise, the rest of you have got all the shapes that we've learned in the last 2 lessons. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, so I'm going to do a routine, my present position, 1 shape, 2nd shape, and another shape, and my hand up. I'm going to try and do the shapes at different levels as well. Okay, so high, middle, and low. Right, let's give this a go. So I go from present, and I hold on my present for at least 5 seconds. And I'm going to go into the stalk. And then I'm going to go into line down pencil, but I'm going to try and get myself into line down pencil as nicely as I can. Then I'm going to come up to the front support. Then I come back up to do my final present. Okay, so there I put the stalk, line down pencil, and the front support. That was my routine. And then I ended it with my present at the end. Okay, so 3 shapes put together as nice as I could, taking my time, and then present it at the end. I'm going to do another one now, another routine. Let's try, I'm going to put 4 shapes in there this time. So I'm going to put 4 shapes in there. So let me have a look. Okay, right, so I'm going to put 4 shapes in there. So I'm going to start with my present. Sitting down straddle. side support. A side lunge. To Arabesque. And then back to my present. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, okay, so on the screen, I'm going to come up some slides with routines that I'm going to create for you using the shapes that we have learned in this lesson and in the past lesson, okay? Some of them, each slide will be about a minute or about 45 to a minute long. Then it will go to a couple more. Now we'll start off with a 3-shape routine, and then a 4-shape routine, and maybe a 5-shape routine, okay? I might put some tricky parts in, so I might just say a 4-point balance in there, and you can put your own kind of shape in there, okay? Or I might do a shape that we've learned before, okay? And at the end of those slides, they'll come up with another slide that will just say create your own. You know, you can really go as creative as you want with them, okay? Again, if you're taking these videos or pictures, please send them into your teacher. We'd love to see them, okay? And then after that kind of part where it's your own challenge time, I will then see you just to talk about what we've just done, and then yeah, so everyone, I'm going to really be as creative as possible. Make sure you're holding those shapes, being safe in the area, 5-10 seconds, you know, you choose how much stillness you want to get in there, with your fingers, toes pointing, be still, okay, and we'll see you then, okay, so I'll see you back here soon. Good luck. Hi Palmer, I hope you had lots and lots of fun creating those routines, okay? I'd love to see them, so if you have got any, please send them in to your teachers so I can see them, okay? Some of them were a little bit more difficult than others, and I hope when you got to the bit when you had to create your own, remember you could have put as many parts to those shapes, or as many parts in your sequence as possible, okay? So I hope you had fun and enjoying those. Now, this will be your last P lesson for the half term, so I hope everyone has a great half term. Really, if you are able to go outside and get some fresh air, go outside and get some fresh air. Remember, you can always come back to any of the PE videos and then do them in the half term. You might want to pick your favourite one, or if you want to go back to any of your teacher's lessons and then catch up, or you might want to do one of your teacher's lessons and just because they were really, really enjoyable, that should be doing it. Make sure you do some reading over the half term, okay? And I'll see you back here after half term, okay? I hope everyone just stays safe. And then, you know, make sure you have lots of fun with your family and your friends. Well, if you're able to meet some people, okay? Obviously, make sure that you stick to the rules, okay? Right, so see you then. Bye-bye, Palmer Academy.